technical difficulties have been rife. Just like at SummerSlam 97 when people get their neck broken. Zoom, you're about to get your neck broken. Let's get in the DeLorean and let's get going. It's episode 23, SummerSlam 1997.
No, my new reference.
Hit that intro music.
Or not.
Every time.
If you want a Man United reference, that's absolutely fine. But
I won't just keep these going until you run out.
Well, it's going to be very soon. 23, that number doesn't really mean anything to me from a Man United perspective. But David Beckham did go and wear that shirt number at Real Madrid and have a good few seasons there. So let's give it to Mr. Beckham.
Yeah, he also sold a few Pepsis. So, yeah, never forget that.
Never forget it. And if you want a picture of a Pepsi cutout, you could go to our sponsors over at Max Pillman, Merry Hill, Eat Central, and get 10% off all the gimmicks, including your Pepsi logo, photo prints, frames, ID portraits, with our hot tag 10 code. Get it while it's hot because it ain't going to last forever. For the YouTube videos of the world, Don has written hot tag 10 on his hand.
You mean Spotify? Because obviously people on YouTube are going to be able to see that.
Yeah, maybe this Cobra Libre has done a bit more damage than I realised. Let's go. Let's do this. First of all, I am Rob Campbell alongside.
I am job number 2, Martin.
I'm so happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. And I'm Daniel. Could you thieving Irish bastard? Thornfield.
The band is back together after so long, baby. It feels like it's been forever since I've sat down with the two of you to do this. Like, it's been 1 week of one person, 1 week of another person. I hate work. I hate commitments other than this. I hate COVID. COVID's a fucking prick. But here we are. We're back together again. The boys ride in John's DeLorean. Question, Martin, for you. How many Johns can you fit in a DeLorean?
Is it for me?
Yep.
What's that?
How many Johns?
Just thought you were doing. Just thought you were doing your standard thing, where it takes a while to connect.
I don't. How many seats are in the DeLorean with the flux capacitor?
Yeah,
flux
capacitor is in there. Like, but you can lower the seats down if you want. Like, yeah.
The only condition
you
is
can
you
lie them on top of each other if you want.
John 10 has to be one of your Johns.
So there's 5 seats, so you can fit 5 seats, so you can fit 4 in there.
4 Johns.
Hmm.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. Don, how much do you reckon?
So John Tenter's going in there.
Nah.
Fuck off. John Tenter lives in there. That's how he remains immortal. John Fashanu from Gladiators. John McCririck.
Nice. What's racing reference? Good.
I'm not even answering the question. I'm just naming as many Johns as I know.
Cena's good.
John Smith, the bloke who invented that beer.
The beer.
He's doing him.
Bradshaw Layfield.
No, he's too much politics with it.
Little John out to Robin Hood.
Yes, Little John. Which one though?
Little John.
Little John from Men in Tights, or Little John from the Cosner one?
Could be the Cosner one.
Yeah, but then
I was thinking the Disney one.
I'm thinking.
So I'm saying 6.
I'm thinking John Barrymore, Michael's gay lover.
Is this the current or former?
Well, if you will. I think you will get 9 Johns in a DeLorean if you lie them down tactically.
I
have played Jenga with this DeLorean, and I am comfortable in saying 7 if John Tenter's involved, 9 if he's not. 9
Until
average Johns.
Until I've seen a video on Facebook of a DeLorean pulling up in a side street of a terraced houses and 9 Johns going out one by one. I'm not believing it.
Often they're all dressed as clowns as well for some reason. It's just
Honestly, do not make me make that happen because you know what I'm like.
Yeah. So if you've got an opinion how many Johns you can fit in the average DeLorean, please write into the PO box. PO box. Fuck yourself.
Oh shit! I fucking knew he was going to do us over with that. Then Oh my god, fantastic! We are in the DeLorean. We have travelled back to the 3rd of August, 1997, to watch the World Wrestling Federation do their thing and put on SummerSlam in the Continental Airlines Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey, to a capacity crowd of 20,213 people, 225,000 pay-per-view buy rates, which is up a whole 68,000 on the previous year that had Shawn versus Vader for the title and Mankind versus Takeoff in the Boiler Room Brawl.
I think time's moved on good in this saying it, really, to be fair, like from a year ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Just matches. And like from the start as well, I want to say that this, I think, so far in WWF, what we reviewed in 97, this is the best booked pay-per-view I think I've been a part of.
Wow.
In reviewing.
I would disagree with that.
Oh.
But I think we're going to get to that when we get to that. It's just something I don't agree with in the show, but that's giving spoilers.
Okay. We have a disagreement. I hope we can get it out of you a little bit later. But we start with the American National Anthem. What the fuck was going on here? It felt well out of place. Vince McMahon holding his belly like he's fucking needing a shit or something. What's going on there?
Constipation.
Literally, get me a coffee, Bruce.
How many times did they do the National Anthem at SummerSlam?
You see, I just feel, right, and don't get me wrong, I think if I think back to the history of SummerSlam, the only time I can definitely recall it is 93 when Luger won by count out, right? 93. Yeah, 93. So.
To me, that's like a Mania thing. You do you
definitely. I think they've started trying to do it again more recently because they want SummerSlam to be a second Mania. Realistically, they probably always wanted that. Yeah. It just never worked out that way until like this event. This event is really big. Like the buy rate's higher than Mania.
Oh.
Like I said, that's just the direction they're giving it as well. And I think the 20,000, the attendance was that venue's at that time, that venue's record for a show as well. So that, you know, I think them, even though they're probably at this point losing still to WCW, them definitely fighting the feet. And I think it was one of my favourite pay-per-views up to date.
Which is big, but what do you and your Echo think about Stridex?
What Echo?
Yeah, that you've got on your screen.
You just echo into fuck, man. Which is brilliant. Hit that intro music.
Am I echoing there?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
As always.
Oh, fucking
As always, this show is sponsored by Technical Difficulties.
Also sponsored by Echoes now.
Did hear a word you said there.
Code HOT10.
Nice.
10.
You going out and coming back in? Literally, this motherfucker's ribbing me.
It's working, isn't it?
It's absolutely working fine, funny enough.
Oh, sound.
Love it.
Okay. Sound.
What a rib. Absolute rib. Fantastic. Look, we'll skip over the video package because it was great. But fireworks and Vince McMahon bring us into the event with some techno music, some dead bad techno music as well, if I might add, if you will. I'm not going to lie, lads, I am going to kind of miss Vince on commentary when he fucks off to be the bad guy.
Yes and no.
Yeah, I know.
He's been
about this so much.
It gets in the way of their chemistry of JR.
Yeah, he's sitting right in the middle, like having a go at like Lawler, like saying, "Yeah, shut up, now, that's it now, shut up." You know what I mean? Like, let him do what he needs to do. Jim Ross, you don't even hear nothing from, like, really.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
So Jim Ross comes in like a Tanay.
Yeah,
knowing the knowledge.
for the info, yeah.
I'm all
gotta
down
put him
for
over.
it.
Gotta put him over.
I wonder why, but
Jim Ross comes in with an update for Stone Cold. That's about it.
Yeah, it's just the thing is I get with Vince. It's like he wants to just straight up tell you, "Oh, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's gonna win." But he can't say that. So
One, two.
Yeah. If you played a drinking game to every time he counted a near fall,
fucked after the first match, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which,
JR and the King do look great as they hype the main event and Austin versus Owen. Hunter Hearst Helmsley's music hits and Howard Finkel tells us what the crack is, because the crack is match one of this card is a still goddamn cage match with the King of the Ring, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, with China, taking on Mankind. The referee in this one is Jim Corderas. First and foremost, the main thing that we need to talk about right here is the blue cage.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that it's not even polished either. When it goes, as a close-up of Triple H in the ring, you can see all the scratches and all the paints come off. It looks proper good.
Dead good.
Everyone's been in the last 20 years. They ain't changed it. They've just occasionally touched it up.
And it's got big square, like you can climb the cage easily without any trouble. You ain't got to find any crossbar, like the posts or anything to climb up inside. It's not as like, I don't know if it's because it's health and safety, but nowadays in a cage match it's like really reinforced and there's loads of steel around the top, particularly where they've got to jump off. It's got to be health and safety shirt. That's the only reason why they've had to do that. But this is just like simple, just simple cage, and it's simple.
It's beautiful.
Fence.
It's absolutely beautiful. Iconic.
It is iconic.
Love it. I think, other than a Monday Night Raw, and that's the night after WrestleMania 14, if I can pinpoint it, where Triple H brings X-Pac back and the New Age Outlaws join DX and they're on all four sides of the big blue cage. I think it's the big blue cage. It could be black.
I think it's black for that one because they're
fighting. So if that's black, this is potentially on pay-per-view or TV the last time we see the big blue cage.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then let's raise a
pour one out for the big blue cage.
I haven't got a drink, but yeah.
Mine would drink. Down in one, Mark.
You need to lube your throat, Mart. How have you not got a drink? So
there's a moment that Martin knew he'd fucked up.
Can it pause again if you want to rib me? I don't know. You tell me. If you will. So great psychology from the get-go for me in this one.
And it's a shame. Sorry, it's a shame that it's the first match. It has to be. Yeah. Obviously, like logistic-wise, it has to be the first match. But
yes,
it's such a shame. So, it is in it. Obviously, you want a good opener, but the way WWF have been going, it's like the openers are like, yeah, they're more right, but they're not really like statement openers, are they?
These are the best openers I've had.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Without a doubt.
Definitely the best
opener. Without a doubt.
But obviously, they can't just stop putting cages up while they're doing a fucking about, can they? So
no. Yeah. Mankind is over as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's
so over.
No, this is the thing. Those hasn't he we've had the sort of Jim Ross interviews now. Now he's got a legitimate arch nemesis in Triple H, who's been nothing short of a cunt.
And he's also been Dude Love too, right?
Yeah, I believe he's the tag champion at this point.
Yeah.
If commentary is correct. So
if you will.
Bang bang and all that jazz. So yeah, this is probably like quite a high point for Mick Foley at the moment, and it's only going to get better for him.
Agreed.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Or worse, depending on how you look at it. I mean, the Royal Rumble 1999, fucking hell. It's a high moment, but also a low moment, surely.
I mean,
Don wants to take 14 unanswered chair shots, no problem. Look at him. Go for it. That's what Don's saying right now. Go for
15.
it. Wow.
I thought it was a bid thing. I thought I had to go higher.
Let's just talk about some spots, and wrap it up. So China had some great involvement with cut-offs each and every single time.
This is how you use a manager in a steel cage match.
Absolutely.
Perfect. If you're a manager and you're in a steel cage match in whatever capacity, you watch this and this is how you get involved and create heat. And brilliant. China's brilliant in this match.
Perfect. Hunter, what a superplex.
Yeah.
Fuck me. I was worried for a split second it was going brainbuster-ish, but it was good.
It's the right sort of angle of, oh, fuck, he's going to die. Thank God he only landed on his back.
Yes.
Like Triple H doesn't get enough credit for these sorts of matches as well. We always talk about Mick Foley's bumps. Triple H is taking just as much.
Oh, 100%.
Some of these matches.
This is 1997. This is 21 years ago. No, what is it? 26? What is it? 25? 24?
Oh.
Where are we at? 21. 24 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 24 years ago, and he's like, that's how legendary he is. Like he's giving everything. He's giving everything to Mankind there. Like every single punch, he's fucking selling like he's hitting it with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Really absolutely brilliant. It's not just about your offense; it's about the way you sell and the what you provide. The visuality of it. It's absolutely spectacular. And this is what Triple H tops my list. Number one for me, Triple H is of all time.
Fucking hell. We're going in deep tonight, boys, and I fucking love it. We're already in match one. Absolutely fantastic. Look, really, I enjoyed the hanging spot. I enjoyed the backdrop spot and China fucking up Mankind and the ref with the cage.
Oh yeah,
that was some extreme shit,
hard
right? Hard to watch. Good spot to get rid of China. Huge pop, best pop. One of the biggest of the night.
Yeah.
One of the biggest of the night. By God, the mask comes off and he superflies the shit out of life.
Yeah.
That must have felt amazing.
Until he hit the floor, I would agree.
Huge elbow drop. Huge elbow drop.
Just the storytelling in this match is just fantastic.
Yeah,
if you go back to the start, bell rings, Triple H runs straight for the door. Like literally, that's how they start the match. Triple H is half hanging out the cage. Do you know what I mean? It's not a case of like checking the cage out, looking at each other, staring down. It's good storytelling. Triple H jolted for the door, bang straight out. Mankind had to drag him back in. And
then they continue that by Triple H having the opportunity to just walk out the cage.
Yeah.
And then he goes, nah, actually, I want to beat this prick up a bit more.
Yeah,
and then the same with Mick as he goes up and he's nearly on the floor, right? And then he changes his mind to go and do the fucking elbow. It's like, wow, they have really
he opens up his thing. He should have the red heart and it's all smudged.
That's brilliant.
You can see at that moment, like knowing the story that he's told and stuff. You look out for him. He looks down and he's like got a bit of disappointment on his face, like because he rips it open, like look, and he's like, oh fucking hell, just a red smudge.
You know what?
Looks like it's been chopped.
I'd have been happy if he just opened his shirt and it said "Dude Love," or even just had the tie dye in the heart.
Yeah.
That's like such a minor thing, though.
It's brilliant.
So then,
and it's 97. That type of size of a guy as well.
Yeah,
it was unheard of for somebody to jump off a cage like that. I know he wasn't on top, but he was pretty high up. He was above the top rope.
Mate, I was never on top of the cage.
No,
Yeah.
He was as high as Superfly was.
That's why he got the pop. He deserved that because it was, revolutionary.
And spoiler alert: Mankind wins, and then by God, it's Dude Love. Look at the camera having a boogie. Vince McMahon's direction there, and it. You know when I did the music video for Stand Back, the camera just did a lot of side eye angles.
Yeah.
Do that.
He's directing himself.
I just love the way that Mankind sells. He's like tapping his foot, and he's still in character, but he's doing the beats of the mood.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
And there was a Dude Love in the audience.
Yeah, there was. And he was a regular.
I think he was with a Superfan.
Yeah.
I saw him a couple of times in the show next to a Superfan.
Absolutely fantastic. It went 16 minutes, 25 seconds. I've gone 4 stars.
I've gone 4.5. I agree with you. It is a 4-star match, but this is an iconic match for me. Like when we were picking the watch-alongs and stuff, this would have been one of mine if I was picking WWF.
Nice.
I love this match. I love Mick Foley. I love Triple H.
I did get him in there, but as the Royal Rumble 2000 did or not, I think.
Yeah, I think you got the street fight. And
maybe. I think so.
It's been such a long time.
Literally.
I've gone 4.5 as well. I so badly wanted to give this 5.
Why didn't you?
Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon. I was like, shut the fuck up. He's telling the story.
Let him do it.
Screaming down my ear, telling me. I can see. Vince McMahon fucked me off in this match so much I knocked it 1/2 star.
Fantastic.
But this match is fucking amazing.
Great match. Check it out. Yes, Todd. Todd's back. Loving life. And then he brings out Governor Christy Whitman. Spoiler alert, her middle name is Todd. Yep, that's a fact. With Gorilla Monsoon and the Headbangers in an absolute throwback segment.
What a staple.
He looked like 91, 92, didn't he? When they're just having promos at the top of the ramp for no reason whatsoever. Like,
yeah. What was her finger though? Was she a tax buster or something?
Basically, she was the governor, yeah, and she removed the taxes that the WWF were previously paying in New Jersey and New York, yeah, for them to come back to the area, basically. So it saved the WWF a shitload of money to come back, and
some
Bruce
corruption
Pritchard,
going on here, ain't there?
absolutely, mate. She worked under the Bush administration during 9/11. You wanna start fucking getting deep with this bitch because I'll go there.
When did she get the number for Kate and Jerry?
Well, that's the question. Spoiler alert: Kate and Jerry McCann are her friends.
And the king was like, "Oh, I wonder if she could have a look at my books and sort my tax out." And Vince McMahon looks at him. He was like, "No, I think she'll have some problems there. I think you just need to leave that."
That wasn't like a joke between them. That was him.
No, as if to say no, like just leave.
Here's the thing. You know that title that she was presented with?
Yeah.
That was the actual WWF Championship that The Undertaker and Bret Hart would fight for later on this card.
Imagine if Nigel got it off her and she went on with
she
it.
fucked off, like,
for herself.
Literally went and sold it on eBay or something. Like.
Yeah, the bodyguards wouldn't let anybody near her. Like Undertaker's trying to get it back off her, and the bodyguards are like, "Nah, you're all right, mate. This is hers.
So
where's your name? Where's your name, mate?"
They did eventually provide her with a women's championship title. Signed by Vince McMahon, funny enough. Right. Yeah. She doesn't own that anymore. She sold it off.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question then? Just like in the sort of grand scheme of things, does this technically make her the first women's WWF champion?
Oh.
She was
technically, I mean, she was awarded it. And she did say that she would defend it. Yeah.
She thought that was real. She genuinely thought
Fuck this off. I ain't even getting into this conversation, if you will.
I wanted to see the main event as a triple threat.
I'm out of this rabbit hole. I'm out of
She was Daniel Bryan herself into that situation with the fucking Undertaker.
I have literally walked away from this rabbit hole. I've left the vicinity. I'm now in the pub. I'm in the pub having a drink in front of a fire, nice and warm, nice and comfortable, and out of your fucking rabbit hole.
Since the podcast Gary Johnson as DeLorean earlier.
How many Ahmed Johnsons could you get in a DeLorean? That's another one.
And the motherfucker can't bend his knees.
Well, the next match is all about a little skimpy gold dress, if you will, because Tiger Ali Singh and Tiger Jeet Singh are in the crowd to begin with. But what should have been the free-for-all match has ended up on the main card. Ooh. So Goldust is taking on Brian Pillman with Tim White as the referee. Originally, Sid and Vader should have been on the main card. Sid collapsed on an episode of Raw backstage the previous week. He was involved in a car accident previous to that. The word on the street, though, says it's softball season. 2 weeks later,
scoop? Hotline Bling or
Hotline Bling gave me that one. 2 weeks later, Sid was fired because he couldn't disclose any medical information to prove when he'll be back cleared, fit, ready to go. Also, softball season.
What a guy.
It's a guy that main evented the Dome in January as the WWF champion. Main evented WrestleMania as the WWF champion, right? 6 months later, gone from the company. That is wild shit.
Softball season.
Also is softball season.
If you only had half the brain that you do.
Fucking brilliant.
But he's got twice as many softballs as you do, so
yeah.
So let's dissect this one, because this will be, I think, Brian Pillman's either his last match with us, or even he could be his last WWF pay-per-view before obviously he tragically passes away. So it was great to see a promo from Pillman to begin with before the match. It's full of gimmicks, this show, and storyline. Every member of the Hart Foundation has got a gimmick on the match. Now, the title's on the line in fucking 3 of them, right? But they've got this stipulation that if Pillman loses here, he's got to wear a dress. If Bulldog loses, if Bulldog loses, he's got to eat dog food. If Austin loses, he's got to kiss Owen's ass. If Brett loses, then he can't wrestle in the States. Or if Sean favours Taker anyway, he can't wrestle in the States. It's just over fucking full of the.
You can get from 0 storylines to like over. But LTT ain't it, to be fair.
Are you saying don't think it's needed. 0 to Russo?
That's fair. That's fair.
So I think this is about the time
it is his era.
Waiting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Russo loves the gimmick.
It does look like a Russo fucking card, to be fair.
Yeah, with all these gimmicks, you are probably right. Russo's heavily involved here, I would say. Also, I don't know if you're aware of this, but back in the day, Marlena and Pillman used to go out with each other.
I'd heard something in the past about that, like something that they were an item before her and Dustin.
Dustin, yeah.
Wasn't there some sort of argument about Dakota might even be his? Or there's some discrepancy? Or
where the fuck is Vicky?
Where's that ladder matter we need?
Also, Kurt Cobain did not kill himself.
Kane Jerry did it.
George Bush hates black people. All right, Kanye, fucking hell, mate. Trying to run a charity event here. What are you doing? Fucking Shrek just staring at him. Austin Powers, like. All right, mate, how you doing? Anyway, JR obviously drops the line during this. He says, if you will.
Oh, this happened several times in this match.
Times.
All of them got
I picked up on that as well.
Vince then actually mentions Dusty Rhodes, which I was quite surprised about. The match itself wasn't great. The finish was pretty shit. It's 7 minutes and 17 seconds, probably too long. I did go with 1 star though, because I just felt that it had enough about it to get over to an extent. And I like both guys, if I'm honest, from an in-ring standpoint.
Yeah, I think pros was Melina. I love Goldust.
I love the names now, Melina. It's great.
Melina, because I'm looking at Don. That's his bird, ain't it, Melina? Marlena. Like I say, I think he just, there wasn't much to it. It was a bit of a shitty stipulation as well, to be fair. So I've gone half a star.
Okay. I think I was a bit more generous. I gave it 1.5. I think there was a lot more because the way they were putting over Pillman as loose cannon, and there was a
loose cannon
when he's got him in a headlock, and you can see craziness in his eyes. I was like, "Fuck! If we'd have got the Pillman of maybe 5 years before this in health, he would have fucking been a monster in that company."
And he's been around a while, hadn't he, before this as well? He's been around best part of
decade plus,
80s, the late 80s. He was in WCW for a long time.
Same as Austin, right?
Yeah. Hollywood Blondes, really underrated tag team. So, but yeah, I went 1.5. But I think that's a little bit of nostalgia kicked in for me because I really like Brian Pillman and Goldust.
And I love the entrance, as soon as it's like it takes me back anyway to that that nostalgic feeling of the gold effect on the video and the music. That music is fucking so iconic.
It's
great, unreal,
perfect for him.
Unreal.
You couldn't imagine him with any other music. That character.
Jim Johnson at his fucking best days.
Jim Johnson, you got it again.
Mr. Chips molested Don after the last episode,
What did the tuna Meltzer have to say about this one?
Meltzer rated this at 0.5 star too. Half a star from Meltzer on this one. 2.5 in the first one, by the way, in the cage match. Really, really low rating, yeah.
Wow.
Terrible, isn't it? So we see Mike Kyoto running to the ring during the Godwins entrance music. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Godwins are back on the pay-per-view. They've had Phineas and Henry are back. They're less colourful, more denim, and more racist.
And needs more cowbell.
Definitely needs more cowbell, that entrance music. I think they've missed the trick by not turning Hillbilly Jim heel, because he would have played the cowbell.
He could have been Hillbilly Jim.
Nice.
Come on.
So the spoiler alert, I guess, is the fact that the Godwins are in this match. They're taking on the Legion of Doom. We got a video package to catch us up on what's been going on. And there's been some brutal fights, basically, between the Godwins and the Yellow Day. Mike Yoda's the referee. As expected, just mentioning the two teams, it is a poor match. They tried to brawl, but it was just a bit shit, in my opinion. Spike pile driver finish rather than the normal Doomsday device. And this is because the last time they'd done the Doomsday device on Henry OG, they broke his neck. So, I mean, I don't know what he was thinking going for a spike pile driver instead to protect himself. But it's just fucking mental that they're talking about broken necks this early into here. Now, bear in mind, I didn't mention this on the Mankind match, but they were constantly talking about his neck in that one as well. It seemed to be a theme throughout.
There's a conspiracy going on here. There's absolute conspiracy. This is like a JF Kennedy fucking
maybe it's because
investigation. This is
Bush's fucking right hand woman was there evading taxes.
You never know.
Just a quick question though, just about this whole that whole whole neck problem thing. How did Kate and Jerry do it?
Like they always do, mate. They use Rick and Morty's portal gun, travel pack, and they get it done.
Yeah. And then sit down to have a lunch.
We use the DeLorean because it's not used for evil.
Yeah, only for the powers of mischief.
Exactly.
Mate, if you ever see an almanac, you need to put it down.
Yeah.
No.
Just leave it in the window.
I want to have my own Biff's Casino.
You would, I can imagine you. Fucking, you'd soon have it.
Just be a fucking whorehouse.
I want Martin to finish that sentence.
I was going to say you get yourself a bird with some fucking fake tits and fucking feed her whiskey and cocaine.
Cocaine.
You'd be like fucking Charles the hangover. Like, what do you feed these chickens? Cocaine and chicken.
Also eggs. 9 minutes, 50 seconds. I've gone half a start. So has Dave.
Yeah. Oh, did you want more writing? Oh, fucking hell. Okay.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
So I think that I love the fact that they, like, and I reckon Sting, like Logan Sting, would have been like fucking watching this. Is that his name, Steve Logan? Is that any? No.
Steve Borden.
Steve Borden. Fuck
I
yeah,
love that
mate.
you've just given like the K-Star trader from about 50 years ago. That's good.
That's where my brain, mate. My brain's fucking gone now. That's it. So you got Steve Borden. I'm not even joking. It's a fucking proper serious like thing. Steve Borden must have been watching this closely because up to the match, the video package, like the Godwins, he done like the proper like the Scorpion Death Drop down onto it was cracked open orcs. And Steve Borden would have been like, that's a good fucking finisher, that is. I'm gonna fucking use that. You know what I mean? So I reckon this match has got some iconic moments in, which obviously put somebody over massively with some face paint on. So, you know, I've gone a star.
For very good reason.
I've gone half a star. It was a poor match. You know my love for LOD, the Road Warriors, what have you. They feel heel in this.
They feel terrible. You know what they're missing?
Really heel, though.
They're missing Sonny.
They didn't get a reaction as well from the crowd. The reaction wasn't there like it has been.
Did you think that they tried to work the crowd for a reaction?
I think they did.
Yeah, me too.
It wasn't there.
And that's not what you want from the Legion of Doom.
Like, you know, you hear the stories of the Road Warrior pop.
Yeah.
The pop weren't here tonight.
No. And it's really weird because the previous events that we've seen, they're fucking, when they were facing Paul Dogg and Owen, huge reactions.
I blame the Godwins.
WrestleMania 13, I mean, that might have been all Ahmed Johnson. We don't know. We never will. But huge reaction.
I blame Henry O. Godwin. Not Phineas, though.
He's fucking fuming.
Phineas is me boy.
He's as fuming as dog food Shamrock is fuming.
I'm as fuming as you wearing the same fucking t-shirt as me to a fucking wrestling event a few weeks ago.
We just need to communicate better about these things, brother. I need my Hotline Bling t-shirt, man. So the next match, well, in fact, fuck that. Let's talk about one of the best segments this show had to offer, which was Sable, Todd, and Sonny trying to give away $1 million. How iconic was this show?
Oh.
You know when you see like a car up for raffle in a shopping centre. Like I'm like, nah, there's something dodgy going on here.
Oh fucking hell!
It's, you always got to do is they've got to pick a number and they could win $1 million. Like, that easy.
That easy.
Of course it is. You know where all the fucking tax money's gone there, don't you?
Literally. It's in that fucking casket.
Fucking actually pick this though. You just see a woman.
Yeah, she would have been.
And why is it all in fucking cash? Nice. I know about money laundering. I'm a money laundering expert right now.
Yeah.
I know what's going on. Why is all that money in cash?
That was
why is all that money cash? That is fucking. That mate, that money is fucking dirty. That is the dirtiest money. That is corruption money, mate. You look at fucking the Dark Knight and the fucking, Dark Knight Rises. All the corruption that goes on with the fucking politics, and the Joker comes and fucking burns the lot down. That's what's going on here. This is fucking Gotham City right now.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking in. I'm staying in the DeLorean this week, boys. I ain't leaving. I'm staying. I want Gotham City. I want this life. I want it.
I'm gonna say, I like.
Some people just want to see the world burn. You know what I mean?
Fucking hell. We need to stop dropping mics today.
A film review. But that's a series waiting to happen. Just Martin does like a 15-second film review.
I wanna see Martin review when Michael Keaton turns into Batman in The Other Guys. You know what I'm talking about.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Brilliant. So the next match after this great fucking segment where no one wins $1 million, loses.
How much of a slut is Sonny at this point as well? Proper.
Like.
Yeah, but
Todd, please look at my tits, Todd. Please.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this squarely where I don't want you to look.
Are you struggling to find the number, Todd? I don't blame you because I'm doing my best.
That's what she took it off him. He had the sheet up, and she was like, "No, you're stopping the camera from seeing my tits," and she took it off him.
Yeah.
Fucking absolute slut.
And like you could see, I'm not being funny, right? Yeah, Sonny's attractive. Sonny's
at this point,
hot, right? Yeah. Now, not this point. Now,
really?
1997. Let's clarify that. Not in 2021, 1990.
Yeah, I'm living in 97, bro. I'm living in 97.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that's clarified.
Also, I would 2021, Sonny. I would. That girl's been to prison. She can show me a couple of things or two.
I'll second that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to peg me? I'm down. I am down. Like, this is probably going too far now. Let's move on.
Yeah.
But what my point was, like, the effort that Sonny had put in terms of like rubbing oil on her chest area and so on and so forth.
You had Sable on the stage.
This is what I'm saying.
And this is Sable, 1997 Sable.
Yeah.
And she wasn't getting any attention. She wasn't in the limelight. And that's the difference, isn't it? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge difference, and I'm gonna rim out in a Hall of Fame ring. So the WWF European Championship is on the line as the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, is taking on the British Bulldog, who is the champion. Jack Doan is the referee. Now they did advertise the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus the British Bulldog for the European title in Birmingham for one night only. Spoiler alert, that match went ahead. I was there. Did I mention I was there, lads? I was there. Can't wait to cover
that match has all been booked, so what's going on in this
one? No point. Also, this was the first time.
Instead of booking the winner, is this where Don's going to step in there about the booking or not?
Nah, I doubt it. But this is the first time. I can't look at him because he's changed his Zoom name to cunt. And it's absolutely popping the shit out of me. But this is the first time that I noticed the deconstructed cage by the side of the entranceway. Did you spot that as well?
I didn't spot it actually.
Didn't you?
No.
Got you cunt. Did you spot it, Mark? You spotted it, surely, Mark? No?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. You know me and these.
Was you happy with that Easter egg or?
Yeah. Well, I found it. You didn't. So yeah.
We had to put it somewhere, don't
Yeah, exactly. Not under the ring, not backstage. Side of the entrance.
Yeah.
Oh, Betty Davis. So the pace in this match slows down massively. JR tells us that Bulldog's first SummerSlam was in '88, whereas this is Shamrock's first. There's a blatant low blow and a botch spot on the outside. Shamrock's busted from the mouth. The dog food sends Shamrock over the edge, and eventually he gets DQ'd as he uses the can to hit Bulldog over the head. He shoves Doan down a couple of times. A few refs come out to the rescue as Shamrock basically chokes out the Bulldog. Pat Patterson and Briscoe then get belly-to-belly suplexed, as does Doan and Chioda. And the crowd go fucking mental. Now, I'll be honest with you, at this point, and this is what bumps the match up for me, I had legitimate goosebumps watching this back. I'm dead serious. I've gone 1.5 stars for that reason after 7 minutes and 26 seconds.
Yeah, I think this, for me, the pluses on this is that I think this is where you see Ken Shamrock become like an absolute lunatic. I think at one point, like it's when he puts the dog food in his face and on the outside. But literally, I think that's the moment Ken Shamrock become Ken Shamrock in the WWF. He literally snapped and he went fucking ballistic. And I think that from that point, it shows that that's where he was born, that character.
That's where the best
fucking
that's where the world's most dangerous man comes from. Yeah.
The part of the gimmick where he stands on the steps and fucking whacks his face and what bullshit. That's, to me, this is where he probably starts. But
to get him in the zone from the get-go, rather than something needing to happen to get him there. And just think about that shit match he had with Vader a few months ago. The things that man is going to go on and do, he's going to be so much better than that.
Yeah, and that's it. And I think, it is a good match. Bulldog, it tells a good story as well. But the minuses for me is the barber must have been like fully booked backstage, or he didn't have time to go to the barber because that wasn't a fucking bar. That wasn't a proper haircut that he had.
Shamrock or Bulldog?
Shamrock. Yeah.
I thought so.
And the wedgie as well. The wedgie put it down on it for me. Yeah, and he kept the wedgie. That wedgie happened about 4 minutes in.
Bomb, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, full hungry bomb. It was like you sort of peckish bomb.
Yeah, that was it. So for that, it's 1 star for me. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2 stars. I personally think, like, as we spoke about this, like when the crowd were getting behind Shamrock, you saw the MMA fight to sort of disappear and the wrestler Ken Shamrock turn up, and that crowd loved him. Like, him just roaring was enough to pop them.
Yeah,
and they were all the fucking on him. And I think, like you said, Rob, this is probably where his career starts now. So I legitimately have felt something that's in moments.
Well,
like
he's
that.
going to get a WWF title match by the end of the year at the D-Generation X pay-per-view.
Yeah.
He's going to get an Intercontinental sort of chase run with The Rock. And then we already know that he wins King of the Ring. He shouldn't have. I think we've made our feelings clear on that The Rock should have won the King of the Ring that year.
But,
however, Shamrock won.
Yeah. And you can't change history unless
you can't.
And
no one remembers the runners up.
And unfortunately, no one's called John, so we can't get him.
His middle name.
2 stars. I really like this match. I really did like this match.
You would like anything with dog food, you sick bastard.
Don's just there thinking, what a fucking waste of dog food. But like, the start of the match as well, like you could tell like the inexperience, because I think Shamrock went to like Irish whip him somewhere, but then Bulldog was like, no, you ain't, because we ain't going that way. And like he was just like, all rushed a bit at the start, and Bulldog was like, no, this is where we're going, and he sort of directed where he wanted him to whip him and stuff off the ropes. And I think Pat Patterson, when Pat Patterson come into the ring as well, I think he just let it down because like he was just going.
Hey,
like,
what you doing?
He's legitimately like choking him out.
Hey,
he's turned purple.
Canadian, Italian, Super Mario, you name it, Pat Patterson.
Yeah.
So fucking we had Lou Albano in the crowd.
Oh shit! Yeah, didn't even mention that motherfucker. He's a crazy bastard. He's brilliant, absolutely fantastic.
Have a translation for him, please.
Literally, right. Let's move on from the dog food because Don's fuming out of wasted that pedigree chub. But there's a HBK promo, of course there is. Talking all about Bret Hart. I mean, just fucking leave him alone, Sean. Vince then shoots on Sean. He's a very emotional individual. He was definitely shooting on him. Vince also tells us that we're getting a new commissioner on Raw tomorrow night. Does anyone remember who that was?
Was it the Sarge?
It was the Sarge. It's good that he's not fucking Lee from fucking Warsaw. The real Sarge, mate. Sergeant Slaughter, former World Wrestling Federation champion.
Who has a really good running with a up and coming stable at this point. Love it.
Yep.
The best he's
At an order. Just get me windscreen wiper on. Fantastic. Match 5, fuck me. Let's get to it. It's an 8-man tag team match. Or as Vince McMahon says, we got a 10-man tag coming up. What? Have we, Vince? I don't think we have. It is the Los Barricas.
Taking his medication, he's seeing aliens again.
You're probably right. It is the Los Barricas. Jesus Costello.
Why are you doing this to piss me off?
Yeah, I am.
It's working.
Josie Estrada, Mikel Perez, and Sab Vega. They take on the team of Sons of Anarchy. Oh, sorry, Disciples of Apocalypse. You've got Nine Ball, Chan, Cruise Control, and Skew.
Scallywag.
Yeah, Tim White's the ref. I had no interest in this match whatsoever, as you can probably tell. It was just a boring brawl type match to fill a slot. The Nation turn up, which was the main part of this match, because he's back from a knee injury, ladies and gentlemen. It is Ahmed, get in your face, Johnson.
This is Ahmed heel Johnson as well. So
Literally,
you can actually hate him for a reason.
I actually like this version of him.
The fourth wall has been broken. Fuck me. What do you mean? You like him? What do you mean you like him?
I'm loving the black knee pads. I'm loving the Nation. I'm loving his necklace that he's got on.
Oh, his choker.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm loving his I'm loving his little beret.
Oh. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Ahmed Johnson.
What a swerve as well.
Literally the biggest swerve. I didn't see that coming. But Ahmed Johnson obviously pulls out the move of the match as he drops the Pearl River plunge on concrete. And then he rolls whoever it was back in the ring. There's an elbow drop and a free count. It's 9 minutes. It's 8 seconds too long. It's 0 stars. And that's all I got to say about that.
It was 0 stars until the Nation come out and Ahmed showed up. So I'm going to put a point for you. So half a star for this.
Wow.
So I've actually upgraded the match.
Like turned round on Ahmed
because of Ahmed.
Yeah. His gear.
This is amazing.
Holy shit, I did not see this coming. Fuck. I went half a star.
For the same reason.
Absolutely not. I love gang warfare. This could have been so good as a gimmick. Mark, there is
I think in November it is.
Like a bitch, by the way, that happened in this match.
Buckle like a bitch.
There was a buckle like a bitch moment in this
I didn't
match.
spot this. That's how interested I was.
I think I switched up as well.
8-ball of DOA.
9-ball.
9-ball, yeah.
No, 9-ball, yeah.
Yeah, 9-ball.
Is that the one?
Into the corner and he glided in.
One on one of the bikes, I think.
He's won the ball.
Is that the one in the black?
Yeah, the one in the black.
Oh, okay, with the tattoos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them. He glided into the corner, nothing.
Really?
That's a Harris brother, right? That's a Harris brother.
I believe he's one.
Like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be. Well, I won't say supposed to. You will kill me. You like the Grant and Phil Mitchell of the fucking wrestling world. What are you doing?
Yeah, buckle like a man, like a bitch.
Also, it's softball season.
Yeah, so I went half a star. Because reasons.
Yeah, Dave also went half a star on that one, to be fair. The next one is one of the, well, it's the co-main event. No, there's no other way of putting it, really. It's for the Intercontinental Championship. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus the champion Owen Hart. Your referee's Earl Ebner, and it is that match. It is exactly the match that you think it is. It's SummerSlam 1997. Shit's about to get deep. However, we all know what's coming. Let's talk about the match first. Just saying. First of all, love that we get Owen Hart's music. Prime Owen Hart. It's the first time in the run for me, really, where we've seen him walk out on his own, just being an absolute fucking boss heel. And if I'm honest, this for me is the complete heel he needs to be. And I think this started in 1994. And this is the fully evolved heel version of Owen Hart for me right now, in this moment in time.
So we've gone from kicking your leg out from your leg.
Yeah.
But this is like, a couple of years later.
Intercontinental champion. Slam heel. There you go. He's got all the gimmicks. He's got a leather jacket. He's got everything.
Yeah. He's got all the confidence in the world. And he knows he's one of the best wrestlers at that time in the company.
Without a doubt.
Why shouldn't he be cocky about that? There's no bragging there. That's fact.
Yeah.
So no, I totally agree with that. Like, fucking amazing to see him.
Compare and just for now, compare the NWO to the Hart Foundation. Who's putting on the better matches each and every single time that we watch it? Arguably, who's got the better story?
Hogan.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Hall and Nash booking themselves over strong.
Yeah.
No, just saying, it feels like the Hart Foundation are on top.
Yeah. Where if you'd have asked people in 97 of the two who's more like the better.
NWO.
Exactly.
That's what people would say.
It was
that's what's easily remembered, ain't it?
Yeah. So, would you agree with that, the Ghost? Do you think that this is fully evolved Owen Hart?
I think so, because after this, like, what happens after this and after Brett leaves, it's probably a bit, not I would say downhill, but
yeah, he had.
It's not a steep downhill. It's just on the decline, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a slow roller coaster down.
Yeah. I think he got a bit lost.
Do you know what? He had main event potential, man. When they brought him back after what happened with Brett happened, and he come and attacked Shawn Michaels, right, who obviously at the time was the WWF champion. That's the match.
Mate, he could have carried on the feud with Shawn Michaels in Brett's place. Easily. And you could have booked that as a storyline as well.
That could have been, right, instead of Ken Shamrock being in the title match in December, right, it could have been Owen. Royal Rumble arguably could have been Owen rather than the casket match that put Shawn out for 4 years.
Yeah.
Arguably. But that's for another pay-per-view review. We'll get to that, right? I'm interested in finding out what you disagreed with earlier, Dom, because we're skating through this show. We're in the co-main event. Is it in this one or the next one, or has it gone?
I think, me personally, I understand why they put the cage match first.
Okay.
I really agree with that as the opener. I think the thing I didn't agree with the booking of the show in total is that we had 2 DQ matches back to back.
Okay.
Where I felt, I don't know, if you put Los Boricuas versus DOA after the cage, then had Goldust versus Pillman, then gone to Shamrock versus Bulldog, and like I stacked it back end of the show with Hearts or with title or like going for titles or as the champion. That's personally how I would have done it, but I just don't like DQ. I just think that's a bit bullshit.
At this point in time, though, would the audience get an itinerary of the show, the breakdown, what matches are on? Obviously, everybody knows what matches are on, but would they get a breakdown of order of service, like, if you like?
It could have been on the program, like the back of the program,
and that's what I mean. Maybe they've thought if they leave all the good stuff till the last bit, they ain't going to be as engaged in the first half.
I don't know. I get what you mean. It's just, personally, I just wouldn't have put those two DQ matches back to back. That was the thing that really got me about the booking of the show. Just the order of the show.
Yeah.
Break it up a bit. You have matches you could have put like one match between.
So is that in saying that you're disagreeing with Martin's statement that it's potentially the best show overall that we've watched, purely based on the booking in terms of the two back-to-back DQs? Yeah.
In the order of the matches, I wouldn't agree with Martin. As for best shows, as in match-wise, I probably couldn't agree more with Martin in that respect.
That statement was, I think it was because of, I think it's the way the agents have finished the matches and what they've got from the matches themselves. I think that's it. For me, that's why I think it's one of the best booked shows, because I think everything sort of like either continues on in a good way, or it's sort of like put a spanner in the works and just put it to one side for a minute. I don't know, like I think every match just seemed to like make sense in the finish in a way. Yeah. Apart from maybe the 8-man, because that was just a clusterfuck anyway. But I understand because the nation, the nation got involved, which is obviously the 3 stable thing. But there's only so much you can do with 8 people in a match. It's, you know, that ain't really.
It was 12 really.
Well, yeah.
You've got to include. There's
only so much you can do, ain't there? Unless you're stealing the show, which I'm sure they didn't want.
Yeah. I don't think they could have, even if they wanted.
Even if Pat Patterson went up to those 8 individuals and went, go and steal the show, lads. Literally, they would have gone, nah. we can't. We literally can't.
Yeah.
In fact, capacity. More show.
Nice.
Gifting. They'll gift you the show. But yeah, that was all it was. Just the 2 matches back to back. I was just not a fan of.
And the booking as well for me. He's obviously on the main event for me as well. He's one of the best booked matches.
Yeah.
In regards to storylines, etc. But obviously we'll get to that.
Yeah. So good, wasn't it? So good.
Love it.
Look, it's a solid match. I forgot to
Austin got a fucking pop as well.
This is the first pop I've heard.
Yeah, and like obviously
this is
following. Yeah,
we're getting there.
Where the last couple of shows he's still been a bit of a tweener.
Yeah.
Not including Canadian Stampede, because he was going in there as the biggest heel.
Yeah.
But as for like a face, this is the biggest face pop he's got on an entrance.
And to have as well the camera following him from the backstage into
Gorilla. Awesome.
Like, and then
first time we see Michael Cole, I believe. Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna kiss. I'm gonna make him kiss my ass. I was like, oh, we can't repeat what Mr. Austin said.
Fuck off, you little weasel.
Everyone's saying ass now. Yeah. Like, we can't say behind anymore.
Literally.
Yeah.
Say
trying to be Sean Mooney. Sean Mooney would have said ass. I guarantee.
Of course he would. You know who else would have said it? Todd wouldn't have given a shit.
No shit at all. I think this might be Todd's last show as well, which is good. But yeah, obviously, yeah. Really solid match with two workers on an upward curve in momentum, really. And then it happens. The spot happens towards the end of the match. It's absolutely horrible to watch. A second you start seeing his head just getting lower, you think, oh, fuck. And then, it's just a fucking mess there, isn't it?
Before that, he was working on his leg and he was working on his neck as well, I believe, during the match. Which
he was,
sort of like makes you think, is that why you put the spot in? That's the ultimate like neck move, you know? I don't know. But if he wasn't going over, then why did he fucking do a sit down tombstone?
Well, that's the thing, right? Austin in his book actually thought Owen was ribbing him. He thought Owen kept saying like, "Yeah, I'm going to sit out," and Steve was like, "No, you're not. Like, you're not the wire. Like, you're gonna go to your knees, aren't you?" And he was like, "No, I'm going to sit out with it." And like he said, "Well, you know, this is Stu Hart's kid, Brett's brother. You know, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. If he says he's going to do it and he does it, like I trust him. Like he's gonna be class at it. He's going to be great at it." And clearly, what's happened has happened. But did you also know that Steve did this spot to Chono, I want to say, in Japan?
Yeah, this happened in Japan.
Yeah,
Steve, same move.
Steve give it, did he?
Yeah, Masahiro Chono got his neck broken by a sit-out tombstone.
Oh, yes. Get in there,
I don't know, like...
By Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
Wow.
In 92?
Tour of New Japan, I believe. Or Japan. New Japan, actually, yeah. He did the sit-out tombstone on Masahiro, and he broke his neck.
And then the same thing happens to him in 1997. After all, if you pay attention to this fucking show and you watch the matches and they're constantly talking about breaking necks and neck breaks and this and that with necks
actually on the show from Henry taking the Doomsday.
Exactly. And now we're seeing an actual, neck break alive now.
Yeah.
That's some weird shit, that is.
And I've heard Stone Cold. I've heard Stone Cold say this story a few times. Like, but do you know what he said to him? Like as soon as he's done the sit out, because obviously like Owen Hart got up, didn't he? Straight away.
Get off. Get the fuck off me! Don't touch me! I'll give me a minute. Work the crowd.
Yeah.
He knew that he was messed up.
Yeah, he told Earl to tell him not to fucking touch him. Give him some time.
Yeah.
Because you could see him trying to like move just to see if he could still move.
Because Owen was about to pin him, and that would have been the end of the match.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't have been able to kick out.
Nope.
Oh, no.
No feeling in his arm or his legs at that point.
No.
Fucking
mad, eh?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely mad.
Honestly.
But like...
Not
we do this?
We do. Bob, you
crazy.
do it. You're the only one that's...
Yeah.
Fucking hell, lads. You'll be back. Look, the slow motion replay was even worse. Yeah. Obviously, we see the worst roll-up in the history of roll-ups, but it was the right thing to do as the Stone Cold character couldn't kiss Owen's ass, man. It just wouldn't work. So 16 minutes and 16 seconds to be exact. I've gone 3 stars to match with that 16-16. If you will.
I think this was... I love Stone Cold at this point. I love Owen Hart. I think... I just think that the finish could have been a bit different. I think... I just don't think that...
Broken. If the finish went as planned, I'd be going 3.5, 4 at least.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm a firm believer still to this day that finish should not have happened the way it did. It should not have happened. Like the roll up, that should not have happened.
It's all he could do, though, man. It's all he could do.
I mean, I should have
rather happen.
Disqualified.
No, if Owen got disqualified, Austin would have had to kiss his ass. Austin had to win the belt. It was the only way they could have done it.
Yeah.
That for me, that just shit over everything. I understand the situation. I understand the circumstances, but it just that's like being hit with a fucking rubber crowbar and then taking the pin. Do you know what I mean? That's probably worse than that, actually.
Unlucky Mark Clark.
But do you know what I mean? Like, it's only in hindsight as well, I know. But just think about what them fans on that night are thinking. That's all I'm thinking about is the initial reaction and what the sympathy would have been afterwards once people found out there was no social media. Not everybody had internet. Not everybody subscribed to the magazines.
AOL.
So not everybody would have knew what happened. It's not like you can wake up on the next day and it's all over Facebook, Twitter. This is the situation, photos. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that at all. So for me, what would that experience be as a fan? You know what I mean? I know it's like off. You had to make a quick decision. For me, it was the wrong one. I don't know.
The only that I found out about this, like general public, would have been Raw the next night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and they make mention of it in the main event that he's gone to hospital. That's all they've said. Really, so
I don't know. It's just for me. I know he couldn't do anything else, but that finish was. It was just
hurt.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your star rating though, bitch?
Same.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going a lot lower the way you.
Mate, it would have been. Mate, for me, it's a brilliant match. Loads of intensity, loads of agility. Stone Cold did that Luther's press like a fucking badass. First couple of minutes, it was like Owen Hart went right underneath and fucking bumped that bastard. You know what I mean? He did it brilliant. Done, and everything about the match was brilliant. The way he worked the leg, he worked the neck, and then obviously shit happened, don't it? So,
Don.
I've never actually watched the entire match before. I've only ever seen that spot. So when I realised it was that match, there was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna watch a guy's neck get broken. I couldn't get that out of my head. Really couldn't get that out of my head. The match before that was, I loved it. So much like good shit. These two I could happily watch these two go all day. But yeah, okay, the roll-up was bad. And unfortunately, they booked themselves into a corner because of the stipulation that Austin had to win.
Fucking Russo, man.
Yeah, that's Russo for you. It might seem like a good idea, but if something goes wrong, it's
Get the belt out the box, man. Get the belt out the box.
Get beat or Juicy will come save the day. Oh.
Do you think Russo had a plan B or from this match going forward? I think he always then put a plan B in place.
No, he woke up Monday and then wrote the show for Monday.
Russo booked tournaments to spite one person. So, you know. That being said, I've got to agree with the stars. I can't go any lower. And unfortunately, because of what happened, I can't go any higher. So 3. Which is a shame. Because I would actually love to have seen a real ending.
And just imagine if, like, Austin's as well. He's wrestled Bret Hart at WrestleMania, and he's wrestled Owen Hart at SummerSlam. 2 biggest shows of the year in '97 for WWF. Like, it's a shame. It looks like safe. Owen
won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. He's had a really good year, hasn't he? And I think, like, if Owen Hart was in a different position in terms of hierarchy and the way he was being booked, and he's got the talent and the potential. He was just obviously putting him in them matches that he should have deserved to be in. To think this had the potential to be a Bret Hart, Stone Cold WrestleMania type of match if there was more stipulation in. Obviously, it was for the IC belt. The other one, I don't believe was for an actual belt at all.
No. They did wrestle for the WWF title though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Earlier in the year.
I just think, if Owen Hart was in a different position on the title pole, this would have been an absolutely outstanding match.
Sorry, I've got that wrong. I've gone with the Final 4 match where they've wrestled for the title.
Yeah.
But it was a cold day in hell the month after WrestleMania, wasn't it? When they just had a rematch. There was no title on the line in that one either. The next time Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to be in a match because of this neck injury, it's quite quick turnaround, really. It's at the Survivor Series, so it's November. That fateful night in Montreal. Who does he face? Owen Hart for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, because
all over again.
If I remember right, doesn't Owen start wearing a parody of the 316 shirt?
Yeah, Owen 316, yeah.
Owen said, I just broke your neck.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So what, if you're gonna make an angle out
you know, Owen never called Steve to sort of apologise either, so it put a lot of strain on their relationship, and they're not sure whether they made up before he passed or not. I mean, the only person that's going to know is obviously Steve now, but whether he'll ever talk about it is a different story. Maybe if he gets Brett on the Broken Skull Ranch, we might get a resolution to that. Maybe.
What a show that'd be.
Brett will talk too much about himself, though, obviously. But Brett needs to do it before he dies. I ain't gonna lie to you. He needs to crack on and hurry up about it. Ric Flair's done his job. Now he's out there wrestling in AAA, fucking trying to. I knew that would fucking get him. I knew that would fucking do his head in.
Got the rest of the fucking tires that fix my tires when I fucking have an accident.
Yeah, this is like triple A now. We're talking.
This is pencil battery. This is.
Yeah, you're getting unlimited cover here. But now that Ric Flair's obviously adamant of dying in the ring, you know, Brett needs to crack on and get this interview out of the way. And I'll tell you who I'd like to see him interview: Hulk Hogan. I'd like Steve to push Hogan's buttons.
Yeah.
About some subjects that Hogan
probably
doesn't want to visit.
Hogan's stupid enough to talk about it. There's so much that Hogan needs to obviously be discussed with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of like the steroid being let off with the steroid fucking thing. You know, a lot of that stuff won't get talked about. Obviously, Vince won't allow it to be.
It's a shame. But,
you know.
But will he? Because Peacock might have control over it.
This is where I'd like to see him do like talk is Jericho. There's no on that he can say or do what he wants.
Yeah.
So,
just imagine if WWE do sell the rights and stuff to another, so Vince don't have any say in whatever. Imagine the fucking shit that'll come out under the carpet.
When he dies, that might happen. To be honest.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean,
look at fucking Savile. I'm not saying that Vince McMahon should be compared to Jimmy Savile. I'm saying that when Jimmy Savile died, a lot of shit came out that happened in his lifetime where he was a nonce. I can only hope that those things don't come out about Vince McMahon. I doubt they will, but he has done some shady, questionable shit to earn billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Imagine if Vince McMahon was actually like Charlotte Flair's dad.
Okay. We're getting there now. We're getting into the danger zone.
Possibility.
Should we get into the main event?
Yeah, sorry, Don, you need sleep.
No, I'm just thinking because if we're all like doing these sort of theoretical what happened with Vince McMahon,
would be here all night.
We're gonna get sued.
Okay. Well, match 7 is the main event.
It is for and then do it.
It is for the WWF Championship. It is the challenger Bret the Hitman Hart versus the Undertaker. Your special guest referee is your boy Shawn Michaels. Now, Bret comes out before Shawn. Politics, man. Obviously, Bret does have the Canadian national anthem played. He did. Bret looked fucking awesome here, to be honest. But HBK absolutely shit all over Bret and the Canadian anthem. The dance was just over the top, in your face. Everything about it was great. And then it got better because the Undertaker made his entrance. And wow, just fucking wow. These 3 men in the ring. Like, can you imagine this being a triple threat match? Whew. I could go on so much about this match. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna say, like, that's what I always find so special about his entrance, though, about just Takers alone. Is it just this atmosphere? You don't get that with anyone else is from either company at the time. It's beautiful.
Do you think quite recently, do you think they've booked him to take his entrance better quite recently, or do you think he was a bit more like mysterious and stuff and better back in the day? But what? Because obviously there's a different center. Because obviously you got the dong, but like it's a different type of.
It's a different sort of dong.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
There's like a long.
It's a longer dong. There's more.
It's a longer dong.
Yeah. Well,
I prefer the longer dong.
I like a punchier dong, but we agree to disagree on either way. It's all about the Taker dong.
It's all subjective, mate.
If you will.
So, I honestly believe that they got it right with Taker fully towards the end of his career. Like, there was times where it was fantastic. There was times where it was silly. This now is probably somewhere in the middle.
We're going somewhere with this.
We're definitely going somewhere with it. We've got the Druids to come. We got the Fire at WrestleMania 14. We got all of that good stuff.
The Ministry Undertaker was my best.
Yes.
Was it? So
yeah.
I'll admit this right now. I was scared shitless of Ministry Taker.
Yeah, because everything was pointy. He had a different hairstyle. He looked more like Dracula, and he looked more.
He fucking hung a man at WrestleMania 15.
Yeah.
Like he was sacrificing.
Is that even on the network still? Have they still got it off?
I guarantee that's not on Peacock anymore.
Well, we'll find out, won't we, when we get there? But he was fucking sacrificing people on a weekly. He was trying to fucking marry some underage bird on fucking national telly live.
Brainwashing people to be a member of his cult.
It was me all along. Brilliant.
Naked Medium was in
where
there.
it went to shit, but again.
The goat pig. What I found interesting, so the last time these two met for the title was at the Royal Rumble in '96. They've completely evolved from that time period. Undertaker at the time, I think, was wearing the purple gloves or the grey gloves. He was alternating, and he had that mask on because of his
the old
face. Yeah. So that was Royal Rumble '96 that ended in a fucking DQ finish because Diesel's a cunt. But then it's the only way I could put it. The SummerSlam record I found was interesting between the two as well. They had only had one loss each up to this point. So Brett was 7-1 and Taker was 5-1 at SummerSlam.
Bulldog for Brett.
Bulldog for Brett.
And isn't Hogan for Taker?
Nope.
Diesel, the usual.
I actually said it earlier in the show when I mentioned SummerSlam '96.
Oh, shit.
It's your boy, guys. It is your boy.
Shawn Michaels.
No, your boy.
Phineas Scott.
Both for your boys.
Mick Foley. Oh, boy.
There you go. Oh. There you go. Paul Bearer turned on him. Mankind got the win.
Beat him when?
You what, sorry?
Phineas Scott beat him when? God. When did he beat him?
Anyway, it was Mankind. Again, when you compare the two companies and the main event scene, there's no comparison in the talent that's in the ring for me. These two are about to put on a nearly 30-minute fucking first class match, really. If it weren't for the overbooking of stuff in certain areas, I would rate this 5 stars. I haven't rated this 5 stars because of the little overbooking stuff that happens. And I know it's to develop a story in some way, shape, or form, but was it really needed?
No.
Not been done on Raw or something and built that way. And that's
what I'm saying. Paul Bearer's cutting a promo every week telling fucking Taker that Kane's alive. Why does he need to turn up in this match? Because Kane ain't coming with him.
Yeah.
So just wait. Just bide your time, wait your moment, and then when it's time and those fireworks hit and the Hell in a Cell door gets ripped off, it just means so much more because you don't expect it. But if you're bringing Paul Bearer out in every Undertaker match, at some point he's walking out with Kane.
Yeah, I agree.
You're welcome.
And I think as well, with WCW at this point, like I don't know what the numbers are that they're drawing. Obviously, not loads in, not the 20,000 Road Wild, because there was never fucking 20,000 there.
Never.
But it is star power. It is Hulk Hogan. He's drawing people to WCW.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anybody else really. Yeah, it's not really anybody else. I know obviously the outsiders and stuff, but like you say, I think here and there they're starting to get rid of the gimmicks. I know Undertaker's a gimmick, but it's a different type of gimmick, isn't it? Yeah. So it's more of it looks a bit more like a normal person, but a bit fucked up, like a bit freaky. You know what I mean? So
character that have been explored,
like you say,
widely more three-dimensional.
Yeah, they've got rid of the gloves and the kick pads.
A jumper and jeans, doesn't he? And cut promo, like, do you know what I mean?
Like a bandana gimmick. Which
he's basically Mark Calloway then. He's the Undertaker as far as I'm concerned.
One and the same thing.
Exactly.
And there's no other real gimmicks on the show, to be fair.
No. You've
think about it.
This as well. When we're talking about WCW, WWF, WCW have banked on the past.
Yeah.
With all their main eventers. WWF had to go for the majority with newer guys.
Yeah, and build them.
We bolster that main event scene.
Because Steve Austin was.
Everybody.
Steve Austin was a good.
Oh, go on, sorry, Mark. Yeah.
In WCW, he was United States champion. He was something in WCW.
Yeah.
He just wasn't one of the the top guys, but WWF could have been. But it never happened for whatever reason. But WWF, literally, you come to WWF, he didn't get that he's from WCW, he's dead good, he's raw, yeah. He literally had to build himself again
from the bottom.
You know what I mean? And
Mick Foley, exactly the same.
Yeah,
big in Japan.
This character, WCW, champion contender.
Mention.
Look, Goldust, he's come straight from WWF. Really, yeah, he's done bits and pieces elsewhere, but the Where did Dustin Rhodes build his character? He'll say in the WWF. He wasn't fucking Seven. He wasn't Uncle Fester, was he, in WCW? You know what I mean?
And the window molester.
There you go.
I mean, they just booked him as a fucking standard cowboy gimmick, didn't they? In early 90s, Dustin.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You wear a check flannel vest. You look like your dad.
Check down the vest and come to Planet. Have a good night out.
I'll see you on the 27th, brother. Yeah, look, I've got loads of notes on this match, but obviously I'm not going to go through them all because we will be here pretty much majority of the evening. But as we've said, Paul Bearer does turn up. Vince tells us that Kane is alive according to Paul Bearer. So they're setting it up months in advance before it happens in October. Taker, he knocks Bearer down silly before being chop blocked. Brett gives the figure 4 on the ring post. He gives a sharpshooter on the ring post. It didn't look great, but it was a clever idea, if you will. Owen and Pillman turn up to start giving Shawn some shit. Taker fucking knocks them off and Shawn sends them on the way. And this is where the storytelling of the match really starts to come through with some tension with Shawn. And how they're going to go into the future from here. And this is what makes it for me. Just from here onwards to the end, where it's just all storytelling and spots.
This is where the true professionals show the colours now, from this point onwards. And it's just brilliant, like to research a wrestling match and how to tell a story.
Yeah. And
to continue a story and to develop a story. This is what type of match you need to watch. Timing, everything. Reaction.
Yeah, Shawn's timing was a little bit off here for getting back into the ring, but it's so minor. I'm being picky saying that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's because I've come to expect just pure fucking.
I think he was just a little bit out of place. I think he was
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. I I think his placement was a bit wrong.
Yeah.
For me, like when he was outside the ring, but I don't know.
Don?
I think the fact is, I'm going to ask this. It's like, do you think you were being overly critical of the match? Because, like you said, like you watched a match, you said it was a good match, but do you think you've been overly critical? Or do you think you can give it a fair adjustment?
So the overbooking, what I refer to there in terms of the overbooking is the Paul Bearer spot. I didn't think it was needed.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
I didn't think the Owen and Pillman spot was needed, really, until the pin is happening on Brett, right?
Yeah.
And Sean is occupied with them two to set the scene of a little bit of tension with Taker and Sean, because they're going to go off now and have a match at Ground Zero in the main event there. They're going to go off and have Hell in a Cell the following month, which we all know is 5 stars. We don't. That's the spoiler alert right now. That match is 5 stars. End of story. Like, there's no point going on about it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm talking about the overbooking side of things. I just didn't fit, especially the Bearer moment I'm getting at, I suppose, out of the two, when you assess both situations. And that, for me, takes a lot out of it.
Okay. Just so I want to be clear, though, like, just where you was coming from in that respect.
Okay.
I want to be, like, 100% clear. But
Did I clear it up? Did I clear it up? Is that a good enough answer for you, boss? We got technical difficulties again, haven't we? Brilliant.
I reckon he's just ribbing. No, he's just ribbing you. He's playing possum, wasn't
he? Who? Donald,
what happened?
What a rib.
What a rib. Absolute what a rib. Anyway, let's get to the finish, because it is a classic SummerSlam match once again for Bret the Hitman Hart, and 2 years in a row, arguably, for The Undertaker. So Sean obviously spots a chair that's been used by Bret when Sean was on the outside. He calls Bret out for it. It gets quite aggressive. Tension's been building throughout the match as it is. Bret tells Sean quite blatantly, "Fuck you." Right? Sean's like, "Now." Right? And then Bret finally spits at him, and it's a fucking big spit. Now, apparently that was supposed to go on his chest, right? This is dribbling off the motherfucker's mouth when he's counting to 3.
It's split.
Literally.
If you watch, it's split. So someone most of it on his chest, but someone in his face as well.
Can't do that in the coronavirus world now, can you?
Right.
Can't do that. So, yeah, basically, Sean absolutely swings back this chair and absolutely nails the Taker. Nails him.
Fucking, that's concussion.
That is a concussion, to say the least. He reluctantly counts to 3, and Bret the Hitman Hart does become a 5-time World Wrestling Federation champion.
Last time.
Spoiler alert. Fuck me. Wow. I just want to stay here in 1997 where Bret Hart's top of the world, please. Thank you. Obviously, Taker fucks off after Sean. Sean obviously gets out of Dodge straight away too. Best is, the best was, best ever will be. What a show. 28 minutes and 9 seconds. I've gone with 4 stars.
I agree with that. I've gone 4 stars as well, purely because, like I say, the timing, especially in the finish to the match. I don't know who the agent was. Probably looks like a Patterson finish, to be honest. But like the finish to the match is absolutely brilliant. Like the way it's set up. Obviously, like you say, the tension then goes on to lead Taker and Shawn Michaels down that route. Bret Hart goes away. But the heat that Bret Hart got just for like pinning somebody that he didn't even do anything to. Like, Shawn Michaels hit him with a chair.
Yep.
And he pinned him, and there was throwing fucking cups and
everything.
Fucking shit at him in the ring. He wasn't even like really. Yeah, he was giving him the finger a few times, but he wasn't getting in the faces. He wasn't doing the Hogan getting in the front row people's faces and all that type of shit. He was just being a cocky cunt, wasn't he? And that got him some mega heat, to be fair. And just the way they sold it, you know, Shawn Michaels hit him with a chair. Shawn Michaels was like, what the fuck?
No, what a chair shot.
Bret Hart was like, I'm going to pin him now and you're going to come and count the three for me.
Yeah.
And just the eye contact and whatever they was doing.
Yeah.
You know, and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart was lucky. Yeah. Because Bret Hart was like, I'm pinning him and you've got to fucking count it now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look at dead in the eye as I'm doing it.
You don't get to wrestle in the US anymore.
Yeah.
So do your job.
Everything about it was absolutely fucking brilliant. Yeah, Shawn Michaels on the 3 count, fucking left the ring in fucking
fuming. Lost his spot, didn't he? He found it at the beginning of the match, like Don says. He found it at the beginning of the match, knew where it was, and then he lost it by the end of the match.
Yeah, I just think the booking for the end of that match and then the end of the show was brilliant.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. 4 stars.
I went 4.5. From a great match. I have to agree with the whole Paul Bearer thing. Didn't need it. And in fairness as well, watching it back, I rated Triple H and Mankind 4.5. So I couldn't go any lower than that. I sort of set the bar there, but I didn't think it was a 5-star match. So I had to put it on par. But to me, it's an underrated match, especially in SummerSlam history, this one, between these two.
Yeah.
So, if nothing else out of this show, I'm happy I got to watch this match. This match was fucking amazing. So, 4.5 stars.
Great stuff, boys. Absolutely fantastic. Like, honestly, I was so excited to be covering this today. Like, it's ridiculous. Such a great event. Where does it rank on everything that we've covered so far is the question for the World Wrestling Federation. So, let's get to it, right? So, out of the big 4 pay-per-views, obviously we've seen 3 out of 4 so far. I'm not including King of the Ring, even though it was classed as sort of the big 5 back in the day. I'm not including it. We'll just go back to the original big 4. This is the highest rated out of the 3 shows that we've watched so far, beating the Royal Rumble and beating WrestleMania 13. It's not the highest, and the reason for that is because of the smaller in-your-house cards, as we know. If they have 5 solid matches, they're going to rate high. This had 7 matches and a couple of stinkers on it. But we overall have rated this at... What's your guesses, boys? Martin?
As an overall show. Altogether or just mine?
Well, what do you think yours is? Then go for it.
Mine. I think mine's around 2.
Okay. Done.
I'm going to say 2.5. I reckon I'll bang middle, if not 3.
Okay. So I was bang on 2. No point bollocks. I was literally bang dead on 2, which is dead strange. But it's also not, because I'm not a dickhead with 0.75 and so on and so forth. I'm on, not all the time anyway. Now and again, like. Martin, you were at 2.07, and Don, you were at 2.28. So the overall rating that we've averaged out at is 2.11 stars, which is a really strong rating based on the scores that we've had so far, especially when I look at the WCW figures.
Yeah, and it just shows as well the direction that WWF are, they are moving in.
Oh yeah.
That it's getting better, and the matches are being a bit more, not tolerable, but a bit more enjoyable, if you like.
Characters
there's always going to be, that's it.
Massively got compared to the main event in WCW. It's like, yeah, we'll do what we want. You gotta pay us, or we don't do the match, and you got no pay per view.
It's night and day with the 2 promotions. To be fair.
If you could have main event WWF,
it's a shame, really, isn't it? Because you think WCW are on top of the TV wars, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see this. If like if you had WCW first half, WWF second half.
Yeah,
that would be an amazing show.
Imagine if they shared like the channel, like they had TNT and whatever channel this was on. Sky Sports in the UK.
Sky
I
over
don't know
there,
what, whatever it
USA
was.
Network over there. Yeah.
USA Network. Imagine if they just shared a network, but they had like Donna said, you know, TNT or USA Network, and they had the first hour was that, you know, the WCW, and then the second hour was it was all on the same channel, so there was no working together. I don't know. You'd still get your ratings, I suppose, off that hour to hour mark. But...
Crazy stuff, man. What we got next? So next up on the pay-per-view reviews, we have WCW Fall Brawl, which is War Games. Right? Yeah. I'm right in saying that. It's not the
September. Yeah.
It's not the 60-man battle royal. That one, is it?
No,
that's World War III. That's in November.
2-page.
See, I just guessed that bit. I've done quite well there. I'm all right with that. And we got
World War III is with the free ring gimmick, man. Fuck you, yeah.
Oh, you ain't seen one of these before.
And then we've got In Your House, Ground Zero, which main event of that one, as I mentioned, is Taker versus Shawn, part 1 of 2. Or part 1 of 3 if you want to really class the casket match.
Technical.
You what, sorry?
Oh, there's a lot more. Never mind.
Part 1 of 5 if you want to get technical, did you say? You're including like 25 and 26, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Fair.
I think you
have to. Fair. Okay. And that is all we've got time for on this really long episode of SummerSlam 1997. But I hope you've enjoyed listening to it as much as we've enjoyed talking about it. Obviously, follow us on social media, you losers. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we're on all of them. You'll find things like Friday the 13th on this day. Pamela Voorhees is going over strong, baby. And of course, YouTube, this content where you're watching us now or listening to us on Spotify. Thank you very much for all of that. I have been Rob Campbell alongside.
I am job number 2, Martin Longman.
I've been Daniel Studio Cornfield.
Get that Phil Collins in and get it in loud, baby. See you next time.